Home gardening or backyard gardening, the concept has moved away from producing healthy, fresh vegetables for family consumption to making an extra source of income. This week on the Ghanaian Farmer, I am here at Bath Organic Farms and Gardening to introduce you to how a corporate person, how a stay-at-home mom or dad, how a young person looking for a small business he can set up at a very, very affordable cost. Today, I'm introducing you to kale. It's a vegetable that is consumed in our everyday meal, especially for those who love, eating healthy stuff. If you're planning or you're thinking of ways and means to actually set up a small garden, vegetable garden, organic vegetable garden, to be making income, extra income from your neighbors, from friends on social media and everything, this concept is for you. Less than 1,000 Ghana cedi, you can start up this. So watch this video, share the link, and of course, remember to subscribe to the training that is upcoming on Bath Organics, or about over 30 pieces of different types of vegetables right here. So you can become a part of this and benefit. So this is kale. I'll be meeting Mr. Bafo very soon. We'll talk more about how to set up yours, what you need, how to care for it, and who you can even sell to. And of course, the cost of setting up kale farming. My name is Anyinam. Thanks for joining us on the Ghanaian Farmer. Remember to subscribe and share the link. Do not forget to subscribe and share the link. I'm going for a quick break. And when I come back, Mr. Bafo will be joining me for us to have a detailed conversation about kale farming, organic farming. Stay tuned. Right, so thanks for joining us. Today we are going to introduce you to how to set up a mini kale vegetable farm and make money out of it. It's looking small, but it's a very profitable organic farming that you can actually set up at the front of your house or a small garden you have right home, and you can make good money from this. So Mr. Bafoche is going to tell us more about how to set up this, how he can help you to actually set up. So thank you very much. First of all, when we say kale, what kind of vegetable are we referring to?
Kale is greens. It's within the greens, like what do you call it? We in Ghana know more of cabbage and stuff.
Exactly.
But they call it superfood because
Okay.
it has more of the nutrients than most of the greens.
All right.
Yeah, so kale is a green. It's within the green vegetables.
Okay.
Yeah.
So before I set up, or before you set up,
Yeah.
what are the basic things that you need?
Okay. Of course, the seed, right? Which unfortunately is more foreign. It's a foreign thing.
Okay.
But now there are a
It's a
couple
foreign
of
vegetable.
but
Okay.
now it's being introduced, so you can get some in the seed shops. Yeah.
Okay.
But basically, depending upon the size, normally we grow in containers.
Okay.
So if you look at this is a Belacqua 5-liter bottle.
Right.
Yeah. You need a good loamy soil, rich with nutrients, and that's it. And maybe a seeding tray. But truly, like this one, most of the shoots can be replanted. So after buying maybe a pack of seeds that may contain anything from 50 to 100, and you do it right, you may be able to select a few out and get your shoots from it, and you don't have to buy seeds again.
Okay.
So basically, it's a pot depending upon the size, but because of the root size,
it's advisable you get a bigger pot.
Something and a longer, at least in 2 feet or 1.5, like this bucket.
Let me see if I could.
Yeah.
All right.
Something
so
like this.
something like this
It's good.
Should be good for you.
If it's even longer and bigger, the better. So that way you can stay. I gave actually during the lockdown, a friend of mine came, and I gave him, I think, 3 pots. Right. So she called me to the house and asked me to put in the ground. Right. Do you know she's still eating of it?
I see.
Yeah.
It's still fruiting.
Yeah, still
okay.
fruiting.
So the bucket, then your medium, and then the seed, and then those are the basics, the major things you need. Now the medium, that is the black soil that you can use to plant the vegetable. So the medium is made up of.
Mine is made out of sawdust from mushrooms, because they sterilize it.
Right.
Or you can use the carpenter waste, the soft one.
Okay.
Then you know when you get the soft one, you have to cure it. Mix it with a little water, cover it with black plastic or so that it can create heat and sterilize the thing, because mushrooms will come out.
Okay.
So when it dies, then I use rice husk, which you can get in Ghana.
Yeah.
You can go to the
rice mill.
Yeah. Then. And we have our own compost, which we do from our biodegradable waste, and also the waste we peel, like pruning and all that. We stock them so they decompose. And we have rabbits, we have goats, chicken. Waste. Their waste is what we mix it all to make our medium.
So roughly, how long would my medium take to be ready before?
Most medium we give me looking about 60 days max.
60 days. Yeah. Okay.
Depending upon how well the temperature, the moisture content, and how it's covered. Because they need to break down well so that it can be loamy.
The fine texture.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then you can add, because there are microorganisms in real soil. You can add about 20% max soil, so that way you get the other microorganisms in soil into it. But don't use too much black soil, because the black soil some of them have clay. Okay. Right. So when you do that, it kicks up. Okay. And it makes this one has a root, tap root and spring root. If the soil is not a bit loamy or loose, it's not able to breathe, and the water gets stuck on it. Okay. The drainage is
doesn't drain down. Okay.
You can spoil the roots.
All right. Now, in your presentation, you made seed tray. Doesn't mean you do nursery before you transplant into the bucket?
There are two ways. Okay. Preferably, we do the seed tray. Or the seed tray, you can use any tray that has a depth of maybe about 6 inches or more, preferably. So that way you can spread on it.
And do the
most of the packs come in a lot. Okay. So that when you finish, you can separate it into bigger pots as you want. Yeah.
Okay. So how long does the nursery take before you move it to the bucket?
Normally, when you do nursery, within a week, you should see it.
Okay.
Then as a guest, maybe give and take within a month, right? Depending upon the size of the depth of the tree. Okay. Right. You don't want to starve the roots. Yeah. So then you transplant it into a bigger pot so that you can get more space to grow.
All right. So the full one will take how long to fully mature that I can start harvesting and enjoying?
Oh, actually, within maximum anytime within even take within after 3 months you see it really up. Okay. Yeah, if not less. Yeah.
And I can be enjoying this for the next.
It all depends how you keep it and where
how I care for it.
Because unfortunately, when you do container pot medicine, plants take 25% nutrients from the soil. Okay. So as it's eating and you watering, it leaches, it goes down. Exactly. So you have to top it up. And the good thing is, most of these, like kale as we are talking, as you are peeling, the stem gets listed. So for wind control, you always have to top it up so it becomes on the brim. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And the brim also helps you to get the shoots.
Right. Okay. All right. Now I know this is a very mini garden. This very one. Yeah. It's a big place, but we're talking about kale. Are there any insects that worries it, and how do I care for it or prevent them from worrying it?
If you look at this, right, it's the most organic farm. Yeah. Right. If you don't spray, which is this, even though they're organic spray and pest control, but because my concept is take it home. Yes. I try to minimize. I don't really use anything to say. So when you go home or when you come, I can advise you what to do in a small space. But what you could do with the cheapest way to do one is neem tree. Okay. The neem oils are there. Yeah. But what you do is you can just get neem tree, the leaves which is free around. Yes. Soak it in water, right, for maybe a couple of days when it comes in. Preferably, people do add garlic and this thing to make it, because I think more stronger that repels this thing first. The insects. Okay. So naturally, organically, you can use the neem leaves,
soak it in
water. Then, for it to be smoother, you can add any soap, kitchen soap, the liquid one, or I don't recommend that, but people do it and have a reason. What do you call it? The red soup or key soup.
Yes.
Because it has caustic in it. Yeah, the other samla too can be done. Okay. But the other samla, what I realized was that there are so many ways of doing it.
Exactly.
Right? Depending upon the source. Because it's not just the soap that, because what the content of the soap, the ingredient, like caustic soda, for instance, will repel it. But it also helps to slowly, like soap becomes, it gives it the distance to attach to it and also to easily peel off. Just how soap, like a diffuser.
Right, yes.
So it helps you to peel the soda. Or the easiest way, in a small garden, normally you could see traces of the animal, which I go through mine every morning.
Okay.
So you take time to go through the leaves and
look front and back.
And 9 out of 10 you see the animal. If you do the trace, then you can take it out.
Okay.
Or the worst thing, when you see one being affected, you just have to move that out of the way.
Okay. So you not affect the others.
So that's the easiest way in a small.
Awesome. Mr. Buff, if I want to set up this very mini kale and then be selling to my community, how much do you think roughly it will cost me to set up, or for you, so for Buff Organic Farm to come and set up for me?
Okay. Setting up, like you say, it depends. Normally, my concept is waste to wealth.
Okay.
So, you can use the Belacqua bottle to start.
Okay.
Right? Which is basically nothing. The trick is, you see the Belacqua bottle, when you cut it, the top, you can cut it in such a way that you can use
both up and down.
You can use both, but for plants like this, you use the top to do your seedlings. Your seeding tray. Right?
Nice.
That's if you want to have like base expenses.
Right.
But the hardest part is the soil to say.
Okay.
How to keep it. Like, but you don't necessarily have to have all these contents. Only you have to, what you mainly have to have is, even with the black soil as is commonly we have it, with your compost, just do the black, just do the sawdust model, right? So give and take, a seed may cost you not more than 40 cedis.
40 for one seed?
One pack, and you can get at least 50 to 100 in it.
Okay.
So let's start maybe with a seed. So let's assume a seed of one pack, right? Then you are getting 100 plants.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 100. Okay.
From a good seed.
From a good seed.
A good seed.
If all germinates well. Okay.
So then, whichever medium you are using, right? Now it's another cost. That will give you volume. About this will take you like at least about 3 to 4 kilos, depending upon the size of the soil, the medium I'm talking about. Then I think basically that's it. So you have so give and take the seed, the buckets, and then the medium. Yeah.
Then you're good to go.
Yeah.
Okay. How about water? What kind of water do I use? Is it the normal rainfall or pipe water? Or I see you have a catfish pond there.
Yeah,
what kind of water do I use for my plants?
The best, as we all know, is what? God-given water, which unfortunately we don't get all year round.
Yes.
So what you can do is, even if you don't have any pond or any stream around, and I'm not talking about gutter.
Right.
I mean, in the other places, they have streams and stuff. What you can do is you can use regular water.
Okay.
Right? So the regular water, because of the chlorine, you have to put it there about, maybe if you're going to use it, try and have it there about more than 8 hours.
Okay.
At least 8 hours for all the chlorine to evaporate in the open. Right? Then, if you want, your kitchen waste.
Okay. The onions,
tomatoes. No, tomatoes.
Okay.
You see, anything that has seeds, when you add it,
it's not part.
No.
So onions.
Okay. Your bananas, your garlics.
Okay.
Your what do you call it? Greens. Right? You can dip them into the water. Cabbage. You can dip them in water. It may give you a little smell if it takes longer.
Yes.
But then it means you infuse it or with all the nutrients in the the plants.
Right.
Right. And that also adds to the
you can use that to actually water the plant. Okay. So you're still watching the Ghanaian Farmer. My name is Enyonam, and Mr. Bafo here is the CEO of Buff Organic Farm and Garden. It's purely organic. Everything you see here, he prepares from A to Z. And so I mentioned earlier, we'll be running a training course very soon. Ghanaian Farmer in partnership with Buff Organic. If you are interested in registering for this, I'm going to mention my number. He will mention his. you can call the both of us and register for the course. So you can come by and learn how to. We have over 30 pieces of different vegetables here. You learn and then you know which one your customers would want. Can I set up this in a comfort house, or is it advisable if you have your own home?
I don't know. Of course.
Your own home.
But a lot of people don't have for their own home.
Yeah, so
it's about space management.
Right.
So, like this, for instance, right? Because every plant needs photosynthesis with the sun, you can do space management by doing shelf, like the way we've done the mints.
Okay.
So you do a regular step shelf where each one within the height that you can reach, and also do your controlling as to the pest control and anything you need to do reaching, so that you don't break your back.
Right.
And you can have maybe a pack of 10 at the stretch. So 10 with 3 floors, you're having 30.
Okay.
Right. Some may have a small space. We give it. You can even hang them if you know. Take rope.
Yeah.
Make rod, hang them so they have a hanging garden. And yeah.
So there's no excuse for you. If you're home, you're a stay-at-home mom, you're a dad, you have time, weekends, you don't have anything, you can make money from this extra source of income. You can make money from this. How about what we have right behind it? Can I also use this?
Sure.
If I don't want to use the plastic containers, I can also use this.
This is a planter pallet made out of pallets.
Okay.
Right. You can, there are so many shapes you can do, so many sizes. But I normally say that because to have the strength, I normally use the length of one long stretch to measure the length, so that we don't break in a lot. Okay. And it makes it easier also to do. So 2x4, which some of the pallets have their own 2x4s in between you can use. It's cheaper, it's convenient, it looks neat. And then also one thing I like about it makes farming attractive, because as we are getting older, bending every time to wheel
it becomes a problem.
But this you can lift it up to your size, you can work.
All right, Mr. Bob. So how much will it cost me to have one of this back at home, just for my own consumption?
We're looking about 100 cedis.
100 cedis.
Yes.
Okay.
Fully matured.
All right. So that's it. 100 cedis would give you one bucket. You can eat and eat and eat for a very long time.
In price comparison, right? When you go to the shop, not only can't you, it's hard to get fresh kale. That's what you know. Kale being a superfood, you use it for your stir-fried, your smoothies, in your salads, and you can even add olive oils on it with your herbs and dry it to make your chips, which become a snack. Right? This not only is it organic, when you go to the shop, they have the flakes. So even if you are, what do you call it? If you want to preserve it, you can dry it and make it flakes. Okay. So that I can add it to your cereals and you can do your smoothies and stuff. Okay. And I've forgotten the measurement, but it's the size of this in the shop is about 150 cedis. Okay. Yes. Right. But you're getting it fresh and you're getting it for long. And this is going to be in your home, in front of your home. So anytime you wake up, anytime you feel like eating something healthy, something fresh, you just have to get your knife and then, you cut it. And when you are breaking, you don't, normally you break from the base. So that the smaller ones will keep growing. Still be shooting. Yeah. All right. So and the good thing about this is that, right, if it's well nurtured, you get a lot of shoots out of it. Okay. So by the first seed, if you want, you don't need to buy seed again. Okay. You get your shoots. Okay. So the shoots, you break them up, you put them in a cup, you perforate the cup with the same soil, you put it in there. So that when you see it rooting, then you can transplant it. All right. Yeah. So there's no wastage at all. No. Everything is recyclable. Yes. Everything can still give you money. Yeah. So with this, from what Mr. Bob said, maybe the bucket, I don't know how much one will be costing in the market, but give and take 5, 10 cedis. Yeah, 5 and 10 cedis. So give and take. Even if you go to the factory, it's cheaper. Right. If you buy in volume. Exactly. The wholesale people, which we have right here in the industrial area, you can get some to buy. So give and take. With your 500 cedis, your 700 cedis, you can set up this nice kale garden, and as you were eating, and you're also trading to your neighbors. How cool is that? Thank you very much, sir. My pleasure. How do we find you on social media? Bob Organics. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So if for the registration, you can also call 0554-830431. How would we reach you for the registration to do the training? Call any of those 2 numbers. You will be registered, told the course, and when we'll be running the course. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.